like in Pain Falls. It's a rainy, wet day here, although the temperatures are coming up, so that's great. I was just out in the garden. I did a live video out there to show everybody what's going on out there. So I said I was coming in to make crackers, and I'm gonna make 5-minute crackers. And I have to say, I made these yesterday. They go together in literally minutes. Super easy to make. You can make them to adjust to your flavor that you like. So welcome to the kitchen. I swore I wasn't going to be back in the kitchen. I'm back in the kitchen. So I do these in my handy dandy food processor. So the original recipe called for 1 1/4 cups of unbleached or all-purpose flour. I'm using unbleached flour, and I'm going to do half unbleached, half whole wheat, just to make it a little bit healthier. So there's a 1/2 cup. And then I'm going to use 1/4 cup. And put that to the side. And put that over there. And then I'm going to use 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour. And I'm using whatever brand you have, it doesn't matter. So, that to the side. Then, to this, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of ice cold butter. And this is just like making biscuits. And then, I'm going to cover this. All right, and I'm going to pulse it till it looks crummy. Pretty good. You could do this by hand. The recipe said you could use 2 knives. I don't have time. I'm just doing this. Can I just say, every time I use this food processor, I hate it a little more. It really makes a mess. So the butter can go off to the side. So now I'm going to add my seasonings. And those would be, let me see if I got this right, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, not garlic salt, garlic powder. So there's 1/4 teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and I'll write this down below. No need to copy it down now. This is smoked paprika, 1/4 teaspoon. If you just have regular paprika, just use regular paprika. And this is 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. I also thought like a smoked salt would be really good in here. So I'm going to put this on just to mix all those ingredients in it and make a bigger mess. So now to that, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of honey. And I'm not measuring out. I'm just doing it by eye. Just everybody relax. And that's about 1 tablespoon. And I made the honey pot. Okay. And then they call for 1/4 cup of water. And I roasted cherry tomatoes last year. I had a glut of cherry tomatoes. And I put them in the oven. You roast them at like 450 degrees. And so I have a freezer full. So I emptied this out. And then I added water till it came up to 1/4 cup. And then you're going to add this to the food processor. And it might, this is so thick, it might need a little more water. But after my sweet potato biscuits, I think I learned my lesson. Okay. And I'm going to whiz that up and make another mess. And put this over the top. So at least okay, and it's crummy, but it's not coming together. So I am going to add just a wee bit more water. Not very much. do it. That's all it needed. So it's about 2 extra tablespoons, but I think if you're just using straight water, a 1/4 of a cup would be fine. That looks really nice. Oh, it smells so good. So that's what it looks like. And then to this, I'm going to sprinkle this is where I'm going to roll it out. So my oven is preheating at 425. And it reminds me of pie dough. And then I've got another recipe with olive oil. I would like to get away from the butter. Butter is like such a luxury. I don't think we need it. Or at least maybe a little bit, but not that much. All right, let me put you back there, push you off to the side. And I actually probably could have added a little more water. It's kind of crumbly, but I'm going to go ahead and run with it. So you want this to be quite thin. I mean, like paper thin. And then yesterday I turned the oven off it was at 425. I turned it off and I walked away. And I don't think I'm going to do that today because they got a little too brown. Still delicious, but a little too brown. Okay, that is pretty good. That's pretty thin. So grab yourself a pizza cutter. And I'm not very, I could ruler this out. I'm not gonna ruler it out. I'm just gonna cut, I'm using the edge of the cookie sheet as a straight edge. You could just eyeball it. And I made these really small, but I'm gonna make them a little bigger today. That's it. So now I am just going to, be right back. I left my, oh no, here it is, my bench scraper. This just was the most efficient way to get them on the sheet. It was just super quick. And then you can poke these with a fork if you don't want them puffed up. I'm probably not going to do that. They were fine yesterday. And I put all the little crumbs out because the dog really does like them. So then I don't have to make dog cookies this week. He can just eat crackers with the rest of us. And I'm just putting these on parchment paper. And it looks like it's kind of a mess, and it is. I think cleanup takes longer than actually making these. But man, I'll never buy store-bought crackers again, that's for sure. These just have a really nice flavor. So then I'm going to pop these in the oven, 425 degrees, for 10 minutes. And then I will show you what they look like.